and we'll have this ancient rivalry between the Bears and the Packers. All right, where do you think we stand here with Jordan Love? His numbers in preseason certainly were, kind of like the quality you might expect from an NFL starter. He got in, got out, did the job. Three touchdowns, no picks, good yardage, good fine performance. What's going to change here right now between the Packers and the Bears, other than some personnel changes, but we know the big storyline. I mean, Jordan Love's going to have to take over for Aaron Rodgers, who, certainly was great. They had their Super Bowl. Can't say that it's all on the fact that Love has been sitting there holding a clipboard for a couple of seasons, but remember, that's what Aaron Rodgers did. So maybe that's the Packer way, right? Even Aaron's personality, we've seen the changes a little bit, as he's gotten more successful and even more famous and gone through, we know he's a little bit eccentric. But Love, for the most part, has just bided his time. We know he's waited. He's waited for his turn here. And why couldn't he be just as successful as Rodgers? Remember, the Packers are just a different type of organization, right? They've owned the Bears. They've owned the Bears. And why wouldn't it just continue? What is it going to be that big of a change from Rodgers to Love? Is now the detractors are going to say Love, they don't believe in Love. And I don't know if I believe in him to go out and, surge to be a great quarterback or be above average, or maybe just get the job done. But like I said, in the preseasons, we know he did just fine. So I think Fields is a bit of a neutralizer. I mean, look, the line here, 1.5, right? So total at 41. Maybe the Bears could get home eventually, but they never get home in this series. I mean, this is all about the Packers every single time, it seems like. Oh, hi, Essential. And I will update you on that right now. Shame on me after all of our coverage and all of our winning in the Discord. I guess Thomas can back me up. I mean, I've pretty much crushed this tournament. We had another winner earlier today. No, the winner earlier today was on the embedded video. We gave out the over. Canada getting the third place victory. Right now, 45-45, Germany and Serbia in this one. We gave out in the Discord the over in this game too. I think it's looking pretty okay at 90 points here with 30 seconds left. Schroeder with a steal and jam gives Germany a 2-point lead here with just under 30 seconds to go. Appreciate it. Hi, Perky. So that's the way I see it with this matchup, that the Packers kind of still dominate the Bears. Now, I don't know if like I said, we want to see what Love is up to. It does feel kind of like a toss-up because of what's happening, but I almost just can't ignore the Packers' dominance. Do you really think it was because of Aaron Rodgers every single time? I'm not sure that he was the overall deciding. Remember, we know the old "Who's your daddy," but there's a lot that does go into it. That I would think you guys are on the Bears. You guys are on the Bears. You guys are all over the Bears. Wow. All right. Well, then I'm going to lay off. Let me tell you this. Mindy Hahne is on the Bears. So I better lay off this one on the side if that's going to be the case. But I don't know. I mean, you guys saw it. Are you guys big Aaron Rodgers fan? You think you like what he's going to do with the Jets, or is that just you know how it is with them? How about Chicago 1-11 ATS in the division? Last 12 games in division. All right. Well, Packers 8-0 against the spread. Last 8 games in this series, and Packers, of course, always in a good position when they're an underdog now. I mean, I guess they're an underdog on the road. So maybe this is maybe losing Aaron Rodgers, maybe switching to Jordan Love, a franchise that kind of just, you know, cranks out their quarterbacks at the same pace, it seems like. Look, no guarantees, right? Nobody's going to say Jordan Love can be Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, but it's just interesting to note how they're those, especially with Rodgers. All right, you guys. I guess I'm going to have to be on the under here if we've got a division game like this. You got Fields who can negotiate you down the line. They're not going to be explosive, are they? And the Packers certainly would love. I'm going to be on the under here in this one. All right. I've got Thomas on my side. Yeah, maybe this is a time, Scotch, coming in with the Chicago correspondent angle here, that, this is the time, right? This is the time. Cinna figured it out, right? Mindy is on the Bears, you guys. So you guys are all about the Bears in this one. It feels like I'm on an island, so I better go to the total. Probably where I should hang out anyways. The reported steam did come in on this game on the under. So I'll roll with the steam here, take under. Jacoby's going under with me. You know how I feel. I've been talking about my under trends all week. I'm all about unders in the NFL. And I said we could just cancel the show and go under all year after last year. So I better repeat it now because we're here on a Sunday since I'm going with under in this game. Now, I'm not going with all unders. But last season was a massive year for unders in the NFL. And I know there's some regulars here. I don't want to bore them with it, but it was such an impactful stat that really isn't being talked about too much. But last year's NFL games averaged just 43.8 points. Now, I know this one's even under that, but consider the circumstances with this game. Still, 43.8 points. That was lower than the previous year, which averaged 46 points per game. So that was a full 2.2 point difference between last year and the year before. 2 years ago, the average score in the NFL was 49.6. 49.6. So in just 2 years, they have lopped off 5.8 points somehow in these NFL. There's no been, kind of rule changes or anything like that. I mean, that's just the way it's been going. So just consider that going in, and we'll also, mention that, divisional games. I mean, this is where you look for it every time, right? Division games usually going to be unders, but that is right. That is a big, big deal. Now it's baked into the cake a little bit. Odds makers are, keen to this. Certainly, you see where the totals will be, but it's just something to consider that the scoring has been dramatically down. All right. Yeah, it's always baked into the cake. We're not giving away any super duper secrets here, but more so will still be the trends that you'll find in games and the games going under. So, all right. Thanks a lot, you guys. Damien's on the Bears, too. We're going to keep it rolling here with my home team, the Las Vegas Raiders, at the Denver Broncos. Well, here's another series where the Raiders usually get the money in this series. No doubt about that. Now, Broncos, new regime, Raiders, underachieving regime, right? They're getting some criticism with this organization here and the coaching of the Raiders, and just can't get away from some of the things when you're the Raiders. That's all there is to it. I said, oh man, not even Mark Davis could screw this one up. Well, so far it hasn't been great results. Now I think sometimes you got beautiful amenities that you can kind of cover up some of the flaws in your football organization a little bit. So sometimes the Raiders can get it done, and I don't mind the move. Look, we can go all day long on who are some of the top quarterbacks today as far as winning percentage is concerned. You put uh, Garoppolo right at the top of the list. And we don't know what was going on in that situation with San Francisco, but looking back at it now, maybe the way it unfolded, this is the way it was supposed to be, but uh, didn't work out for Lance, and I think everybody knew that. So here in this one, I'm going to tell you right now, Mindy, she is on the Broncos. Lay the 3.5 points at home against the Raiders, says Mindy. So Garoppolo 40-17 as a starter. We know Russell Wilson is great as well, but maybe this can fix him just a little bit, because what we saw was not Russell Wilson, right? To a certain extent. Speaking of eccentric, right? But man, he still had a few moments. Probably just a few too many blows to the head, I guess. Here we go with some plays from you guys, and then I'll get to my play. But Mindy, like I said, Mindy's on the Broncos here. I just have a little bit of a hesitancy to want to agree. Look, I'm criticizing the Raiders here. I'm definitely, saying that I don't necessarily believe in the Raiders, but in this series, the Raiders certainly get it done. Raiders 10-1 the last 11 games in this series, and Denver 0-6 in their last 6 games as a home favorite. Let's get your plays here. Howard's going to be on Vegas. Ron looks like maybe leaning Vegas. Verley's on Vegas. Blake here on Vegas. And what is Matt saying? Oh, he's giving out the Broncos here. Buy it down. Get it under 2.5. Says things are changing for Peyton. Right? Some of the things you're kind of skeptical all of a sudden. Like, you want to believe that he can come in here, but some of his comments have been a little bit unusual for a new coach. And look, the Broncos, if they can get it going again, they've got some good. Just want to say good ownership or wealthy ownership. Can I say it like that? They've got wealthy ownership that they could kind of get back to being the Broncos, I would think, after the kind of what's been going on over the last few years. I think all Broncos fans don't stand for it. Perky's on the Raiders. Lovable, I think, is on the Raiders here. Cinna figure it out, Raiders. JD says under in this one. And that's where I'm going to end up going here. But I'm not going under. I'm not challenging JD. I guess I am. But I think this one's going over. I've got to think this one's going over. Yeah, it's a division game, I know. But if the Broncos has a favorite here at home, that's more like an over situation. And figure this total. Let me see right now, 43. Yeah, I'm on the over here. Thomas is on the Raiders. So, yeah, I might be, trying to kiss up to the Chamber of Commerce here, but it's not. It's a great place. But those guys, they look horrible last season, and he got a little bit. He was never the same, right? So you got to kind of figure there was a little bit of something going on with Seattle, because look, they brought in Geno, and Geno was kind of trying to find himself as a quarterback. Seattle got him in and signed, kind of got him under a big contract really fast, like they saw something. And although Geno hasn't been able to get him to a promised land or anything, or even over the top success, the statistics have been very, very good. That you'd think that Geno is, it's kind of like a Pro Bowl quarterback, right? So Seattle will help you. Seattle does help you a little bit. You got to wonder, but now with Peyton, that's the dynamic we want to see. Get Peyton in here. Yeah, Peyton can, you know, has other assistants but the how will that work out with those two? All right. That would be great. I'm not going to hit. Hey, look, I could do a prop show too. I'm just trying to get out some plays on the air. I do have players I like in the game every time. So, all right, I'm going over in this one. Look, Raiders are pretty solid under on the road here, but I've got to think that uh, Wilson, I think 40, 43. That's a very, very reasonable total, I would think, for these two teams for me. Lovable plays. I did drop the Discord in there. Let's see if I can do it again. If it's on my copy and paste, I'll do it. If I can't, yeah, here we go. I wasn't going to go in and copy and paste it. If it was on my clipboard. All right. Is that it for you guys in this game? I'm going to be on the over here, and Mindy's on the Broncos. Be careful, fading Mindy, man. Don't do it. I mean, on that. All right. And she's having another good week, another good month. She's back on. I think she's back all of a sudden after that hiatus. Okay, keep moving here. Dolphins and Chargers. The San Diego Chargers, by the way. I'll never stop calling them that on the shows. Can't take them away. You can't just do that. You should be able to pass better lawyers. All right, Chargers here favored -3. Total 51 in this one. Look at that total. Certainly for this week, highest total on the board. Why wouldn't it be? You've got to think there's going to be plenty of offense here, right? Did you guys ride with those Chargers overs? And now you got a matchup like this? I would think this would be a very high-scoring game, well over this total. Miami was 7-2 to the over on the road last season. Chargers have been the season openers have been going under for sure. Dolphins have come in here and won here before at SoFi. See what you guys have in this one, but I do have Mindy's play, and it's on the Chargers. Yep, Mindy's going to take Los Angeles here. This is usually a terrible spot for anybody who backs the Chargers. You know it. 6, 12, and 7 against the spread. That's a lot of pushes in their last 25 games where they've been favored by 3 points or less. So I think it's going to be, crazy wild. I'm going over. That's my play. Let's get your guys' play on this. I'll break it down for you. Justin Herbert. Tua. Matt likes the, I always thought that you should save the powder blue, you wear them against the Raiders. Kind of like when Notre Dame used to wear the green one time. You save it. So Howard's got him for the win. Blake going over here in this one with me. Thomas is on Miami. Siggy's on the Chargers. And Perky, does that mean you think I'm on San Diego? I don't know if I want to give it away. It might be a premium here for me. Here's an over with Blake. Be careful, Tua. We don't want to see you get hurt. Okay, make fun of Tua. I mean, the analytics show that he is extremely accurate, right? Do I have that right? I mean, just sometimes it looks like it's going all over the place, but you're a lefty, Look, when he hit, when it's sailing beautifully, there's, these lefties, they're, it's a tarp. Clyde says Chargers and thinking about under. Explosiveness has been expected in those Charger openers, and it hasn't necessarily come to fruition. But I think they've got the matchup here that they're looking for. And me, I'm all about trying to tell you every game's an under, but I don't feel like this one. I just don't feel like this one is. So we'll see. Kellen Moore. Everyone's saying get the upgrade, but the upgrade for him. Yeah, I'm sure it is, but how could it not be? I would think. Perky's going over. I've got to go over in this one, you guys. All right, Dolphins 6-2 last 8 road openers. Tua 21-13 as a starter in this league. And I'll take the over in this one. Mindy is on the Chargers. And Chargers are still my team. And if I had $4 billion, I would buy the Chargers and move them back to San Diego and build a stadium or do whatever I could. But that, didn't happen. Jacoby's going over, I think, with me. Eagles and Patriots here. Eagles on the road, 3.5. Pretty nice matchup for the feature game here with the Eagles on the road. Remember that Super Bowl, Eagles coming off the loss to the Chiefs, and here going to be on the road against a perennial Super Bowl contender. Certainly, I don't necessarily like the role here for the Eagles. I think that getting the Patriots at home, I might be a dummy here, but I don't know. But Mindy's on the Eagles, so I'm going to have to just tread lightly here, especially now that it's down to 3.5. I think we knew it was 4 earlier, right? So maybe some sharp action here on the Patriots in this one. So Super Bowl losers are one of the worst propositions around. That one might be a little bit overcooked. Might just be, something somebody made up, but they are 4-16 in week 1, 4-16 against the spread in week 1 the following season. That's Super Bowl losers. We already saw Kansas City flop as the Super Bowl winner. Super Bowl winners were actually okay, but Super Bowl losers have been really dismal. And Eagles 6-10 against the spread against the AFC. Mac Jones, just a 500 quarterback. You're getting points at home, though, here. Man, I'm going to end up on the under here. It's going to be, you got a road favorite, 3.5 points. This is going to be, you're getting a great bargain here. Especially, this feels like a premium to me, and I'm just going to give it out right here on the show. I've got the under in this one for sure. And again, a lot goes back to the league-wide trends that I was preaching on Friday's show. In addition to I get it. The Eagles are going to be, maybe even more explosive this year. But Patriots, they know what they're doing. Come on. Patriots get away. It's their system, their formula that gets it done. There's no reason why the Patriots won't be the Patriots once again this year. And I'm taking points with them at home. I'm taking points with them for sure. Anyways, you got these non-division road favorites, 67% to the under last year, 23-46 to the under. And, to me, that just kind of stands. Mac Jones, they're not going to overwhelm the Eagles either. This is going to be a football game. Ron has a lock here on the Eagles. But he's going to take it down to 2.5. There's no doubt. 3.5 is the number. And we'll never be able to bring those back. NFL would never approve that stadium now. Although they should allow, I think you're going to see it allow smaller stadiums as long as there's, concourses and television. You can make a whole experience. You don't need any more. The the 70 and 80 that 70 that was a 2000 thing. Just have a beautiful stadium. You could have NFL stadiums, and look, there's going to be other cities that are going to want in a piece of the pie. All right, great, Sparky. Have a great day down there. So, all right, Perky here on the Patriots, and let's see. Ron says, "Give me the." He's got a two-teamer in here with the Ravens. Burley's going with the Eagles in this one. And how about a first half here for Blake? Scotch is on Philly. You guys are on Philly. Oh, Ziggy maybe on the Patriots with me, but maybe I'm not on the Patriots. Yeah. I mean, there's been no. Yeah, maybe they don't quite get right. I mean, they're not going to get it right. Brady won all the titles, but they still have been able to manage. And the other great thing about remember Brady's had some stretches where he's missed time. Remember when he got injured in the season opener? Was it against Kansas City several years ago, and he missed all that time? And remember, it was kind of like a quarterback factory. Whoever was the backup of the Patriots would just come in, be able to manage the game, end up looking pretty good. That's what you're talking about when you're talking about the system a little bit. And they were able to go on and make great careers like Jimmy G. Certainly the Patriots wouldn't mind having a little Jimmy G right now, but maybe they are satisfied with Mac Jones. I might be. I mean, you just can't go out there and get the best quarterback in the game every time. That's the thing. All right. Any more on this one? I guess I've made my play official here on the under. Any more with you? James Avery, thank you for talking a little tennis here today. I want to talk about Coco. Wasn't it great? Where will she fall? I mean, how great can her career be? I think it'll be hard to do. I think what we're going to see is a lot of younger phenoms come in and fizzle out quickly. We make a lot of money, and it's all, remember even I know that even the big superstars they were making pretty good money. Hello, Daboom War. But we already see some. I mean, look, we all need mental health timeouts. I need mental health timeouts. But the hunger and all that too. You got to really be driven. So when you talk about, I don't want. If I can just make the comparison, just in this instance, to with Coco, with say a Venus or a Serena or other great American players as well. But I don't know, maybe I watched that movie too much. But the drive, right, to succeed long term. I mean, if Serena could do it, she probably still would. But that was great. That was great. And and works out. And look, the Americans seem to they might be back as far as hardcore tennis, obviously. All right, you guys look like you're done with that game. So Mindy is on the Eagles. She's pretty chalky here today so far. Got to be honest with you. And I'm on the under. Don't want to be chalky. I don't want to be chalky, but here's one that's going to be hard to swallow if you want to take the Rams. Laying 5 now. Can it go back? I mean, it was 5, and I don't think it's going back. Are the sharps on the Rams? A reported steam came in on the Rams. It's hard to get the true reported steam in the NFL. When you see it, it's more significant. Doesn't mean it's right. Gary, Mindy is back nearly 100% after being down for about 7 to 10 days, and she's just joining us Monday through Fridays now. And I'll be here on the weekends talking to myself, talking to you guys. So I'll try to get to all your comments and like I'm interacting with you. That's what this show is all about. Seahawks and the Rams, and this one can't go back. Can't help but go back to last year's late season game with these two teams, but in this one now. The Rams, they kind of look like, hey, a good thing the Cardinals are around not to make the Rams look so bad at this point. Too bad for Cooper Kupp. That's a real bummer. And, uh, Stafford, maybe a year removed from last year's drama, injury, whatever was going on. Looks like he is willing to play, not retire. So maybe he can get something done, but it just feels like the Rams just don't have a lot going for them right now. Still in a division game where, well, for whatever reason, this has been the Rams series. They've really had good success against this team over and over again. The Rams have covered 7 of the last 8 games against the Seahawks. And they also are pretty good in the season opener under McVay against the spread. Comes in prepared. Seattle totally struggling right now as a home favorite. They have covered just one of their last 8 games when favored by 3 or more points. So they get it done, but they don't cover. This is a division game. This reported steam came on the over, and even though I always talk division game under, I don't think so in this one. Mindy is on the Seahawks. She's playing another favorite. She's on every favorite here on the afternoon games. Except for and the Bears are a 1-point favorite now, right? Maybe they're pick them at some spots, but to me, she's on all the favorites. I'm not calling her out. I'm just telling you a fact. It'll help you remember it, quite frankly. And I'll take the over in this game with these two teams. There may be some shenanigans here, I think, a little bit. It may even start slow and then start to pick up late. Rams were terrible as a road dog last year, 1-5-1, a role that they usually had excelled in years past. But they are 13-6-1 against the spread on the road in their last 20 division games. Now, you could argue that the Rams were, obviously better in all the previous years, apparently, and then this one. We don't know yet. Hasn't started yet, but the forecasts are not good, obviously. Seahawks and home openers always dynamite with Carroll. And we'll say that, let's see, Seattle 15-10 to the under at home, but this has always been a good spot for the Rams. I've got the over in this one. Let's get your plays. We've got Howard on Seattle, Matt D on the Rams. Yeah, probably going to take more points. Thomas feels like me, but he's on the other side. He's take the Seahawks reluctantly. Could be some money line action for you guys here. These NFL games are great. Burley says Seattle gets it done. Scotch is going against me, and he goes with the under. Right, McVay, he's not the genius anymore right now, huh, Thomas? He went from genius to I wish I could figure out what I was doing 2 years ago. Had some pretty good talent. Hurt. Look, the Rams receiving core, you're going to have to get to know these players. So, all right, we've got Ziggy on the Rams here. And I don't know. I just have a feeling that the scheme of the Stafford is not like, hey, if his arm works, is Seattle really gonna slow him down? Seattle, hey, you're always going up against the 12th man. Don't forget. Blake leaning under. I usually, kind of under in these games, but not here, not with it at 46. I think that feels to me like Blake leaning under, like why wouldn't it be a lower total? But Ziggy on the Rams, and I give that one out already. All right. Thanks a lot, you guys, for that one. Sunday night football with the Cowboys and the Giants. The Cowboys on the road at the Giants, favored by 3 now. Well, okay. I get it. They're the more talented team. They're the Cowboys. Dak is back. He's terrific. He's 63-40 in his career. And, Danny Dimes, he's not 60. He's 22-30. 22-32 in his career as a starter. So Giants always start slow, but man, I feel like the Cowboys maybe they're overrated. I know they're supposed to be good. They've owned this series too. They've won 11 of the last 12, 4 straight in this series. But I'm not sure I can lay 3 points here on the road in this spot with them. I'm probably going to be on the Giants here. Dallas is a dynamite favorite. They're 17-7 as a favorite. And if Dak is back, look, they've made changes. Jones isn't afraid to. Yeah, he's held on to some guys, whatever, but pay the superstars, let the others walk. See what you guys have to say on Sunday night. Cowboys and over here. And I guess I'm probably FKD is great contributor. Great to see you again. I'm probably opposite FKD today, both side and total. Jamal's on the Giants. I'm probably coming in on the Giants here. It's my play. Mindy sent me her play. She's on the over in this one. But I've got a road division favorite. And, I could talk about the personnel, I guess, but I'm going with the under. Road division favorite. This is the NFL. Yeah, I hope Dak, as you get older, and look, this is it, right? This is Dak prime. Now, granted, we need him to get back healthy and kind of make sure he's working things out and things like that. But we need Dak soon, right? We don't want to let you go whole career Tony Romo style. I want to compare it. I want, even Dak, I believe, is ahead of Romo. And Romo still had some modest success with the Cowboys, and Dak's had success. He's had wins too. Not the big ones. But, we hated to see him go down. Cowboys have won and covered 5 of the last 6 trips here. All right. And don't they all, Butterscotch? Don't they all? I'll be on the Giants. I'm going to take 3 points here in this one. Mindy is on the over.